Johorian more so by virtue of asal usul lah, yeah, origins. Just like my brother Sharil was born in Kuantan. He was not born in Johor either, so he was born in Kuantan, Pahang. The only difference between us, I suppose, is the era lah, during which we were in the university. Yeah? So he was in the university when Malay nationalism was perhaps still very much alive, and I was in university in the UK when the period of Islamic revival was picking up. Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I think what we must acknowledge is the fact that I didn't win because of my personal credentials. People didn't know me then, yeah? Because you don't have the access to the people. Yeah? So we won because people were fed up with Barisan Nasional. Yeah? That was the main reason, and that feeling was so overwhelming. Yeah? Amongst the Malays and also the non-Malays, yeah? Maybe more so amongst the non-Malays at that point in time because of the issue amongst the Indians with respect to their temples and Hindraf and all that. But the Chinese as well, they wanted a cleaner administration. Similar was the case with the Malays, yeah? And so that hopefully in the next elections they will vote for us, not because they reject the end, but because they agree with the policies and the direction that we want to bring. Well, I don't think that the majority of the Shah Alamians agree with them. Yeah, they are very vocal minority who have the support of the federal government and or of the Barisan Nasional politicians, and that's why they are willing and able to undertake such extreme actions without fear of any form of reprisals. So I think what it has served to show is that we must hold on to Islamic principles for the Malay Muslims and reject this concept of Malay nationalism which is being brought on by Umno Barisan Nasional, because when you speak on the basis of Malay nationalism, it doesn't have a set of laws, it doesn't have a set of values, it doesn't have a set of principles that besides that the Malay must come out the winner at all costs, you see? And that kind of principle will never be able to guarantee justice for the Malays or for the non-Malays. So from my perspective, the Malays can only be mobilized and united on two bases, either that of Islam or that of Malay nationalism. Right? So from my perspective, for PAS to proceed and to strengthen its position, we must bring the Malays back to Islam. And any attempt to strengthen Malay nationalism by PAS or non-PAS leaders will only serve to strengthen the position of UMNO. Yeah? So that's why sometimes when I hear certain PAS leaders talk about Malays, I find it strange, because it brings back memories of Asri's time, and how Malay and Islam is supposed to be one, and that is not the kind of understanding that PAS has publicly and unanimously in its Muktamar rejected. So now there are tendencies to bring this back, and I don't understand, and nor do I see the political logic in it, because when you bring back Malay nationalism, you're strengthening UMNO. When I asked of course in my blog now, when I asked the Malays who claim that their rights are not respected, I mean, in section 23, isn't there a surau? I mean, it's a big piece of land, an acre plus, which has been given for the purpose of building of a surau. So how can you say that your rights are not being given? Yeah? Is it your right to deny other people their rights? Now, if you feel that your right is to deny other people their rights, then I don't agree. Yeah? So the rights of the Muslims have been provided for by the Pakatan Rakyat government, and we are now educating the Muslims that Islam teaches them tolerance, and that Islam respects other religions and the right of other people to practice their religion. Yeah? They do not have the right to deny other people their right, and that is the basis that we can build a nation together on the basis of justice, where the rights of every party is recognized and respected. UMNO teaches the Malays that they have the right to deny other people's rights. Why? Because we are the master race. Yeah, ketuanan Melayu, if translated into English, can only imply a concept of master race, which I don't see any justification either in the Constitution or in Islam. The rights of non-Muslims are protected in the National Constitution and in Islam. Right? So what UMNO is doing is actually a very serious deviation, not only from the National Constitution but also from Islam. Yeah? So I think that this has to be rectified. You know, what the Constitution guarantees is that the Malays will not be left behind. Yeah, so they have these special rights for the Malays. Yeah, dia kata hak istimewa orang Melayu. Hak istimewa orang Melayu is not the same as ketuanan Melayu. Yeah? What the founders, if you wish to call them that, the founders of the nation perceived, their vision was a country that is united based on principles of justice, based on principles of equality. Yeah? But at the same time, they were fearful that the Malays, given their cultural background, historical background, and so on and so forth, will be left behind. Right? So it was an attempt to ensure that the Malays will not be left behind. Yeah? But ensuring the Malays are not left behind requires affirmative action. Yeah? Special programs to help the Malays and all that. But it does not require a concept of a master race. Yeah? What I see is a government which is more responsible, a government which is more transparent, a government which is more accountable, and from this all benefit. Or the situation of Hindu temples, I'm sure everyone will respond, it's a lot better to have a few which are registered rather than unregistered and cropping up all over the place. Yeah, so this is the kind of approach where we respect their rights. We tell them you can have a temple, put in a proper application, put in a proper proposal, put in a proper explanation and justification, and we will allow it, provided it meets the guidelines that's been decided. As against saying no, 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 and having every other location cropping up with temples, and that is it gives a bad impression, a bad image of Islam to the non-Muslims, because we are seemingly so intolerant. It creates a very unhealthy situation within society, where suddenly you want to develop a certain location and you're faced with a situation where suddenly there's a temple there, and you have a situation which is very serious and very difficult to handle.